Okay, back to the fieldstone foundation. I got all the mortar scraped out in this corner. All the stones are visible now. You can see this mortar is all scraped out, cleaned. I sprayed it down with water before I fix it. I'm just doing this spot. It's about 10 foot wide, 4 foot high, and this is my mortar that I'm going to use to start filling in between the stones. Okay, so in this section here, we are throwing the mortar in. Sometimes it helps to throw it in and gets into the holes better. And I'm filling this hole right here. The stone fell out. It was just one spot that was kind of loose. Everything else was really tight. And putting another stone right there. So the stone wall itself was in pretty good shape, had some holes in it, but all the mortar joints needed to be scraped out. And now I am putting the mortar in between the stones. Some of the joints were really wide, so it used a lot of mortar. I'm using a Type S mortar. It's white in this case. I wanted to use white just because when we waterproof the wall, it seemed to help brighten it up a little bit more. So I'm going to mortar everything that's bad, and you'll see we take a sponge afterwards and sponge off the joints, or a paintbrush, kind of smooths them out. And when you waterproof later on, it helps. When you are with painting with the waterproofer, sometimes we'll use Drylok, which is a masonry waterproofer. It comes in white, so it will really brighten up the basement walls. In this basement here, we were just doing the repairs in a couple different sections of the foundation because most of the foundation was in pretty good shape. There were 2 spots that were really bad, and we are not going to do any waterproofing down here because they are not showing any signs of water seeping through anywhere. So they decided to hold off for now. It's pretty expensive to do this kind of work just because there's a lot of labor involved. So sometimes we will just do the worst areas and inspect the rest of the foundation to see if we would have to do any more in the future. So somebody is on a budget, we can do this in phases, which makes it a little bit easier for financial reasons. Okay, this is all filled in now. You could see before all the joints were really bad. Now it's all filled back up, and just going to show you how we smooth them off. See how that, use a paintbrush like that. pretty simple, and that gets all the rough spots off. If you want to paint it afterwards or waterproof it, or you can use a sponge. I like a paintbrush or a sponge. So that's all we're doing on this one. And then fix everything back up.